Big addition for the 49ers. Yetur Gross-Matos officially back out at practice. His window has been opened and he looked nice and explosive out there on the field. The 49ers kept him out of team drills. They're going to slowly build Yetur up and hope to return their best interior pass rusher at some point soon. Maybe not against the Tennessee Titans here at Levi's Stadium on Sunday, but the following Monday against the Indianapolis Colts, maybe a 44-year-old quarterback in Phillip Rivers, that might be a good time to get YGM back out on the football field. Remember, this is an outside-in type of player, just the way that Robert Saleh and Chris Kasarik love their defensive ends. Yetur Gross-Matos scored as the 49ers' best interior rusher when he was available earlier this year. Knee injury, then a hamstring injury has been problematic for Yetur, and he aggravated the hamstring before the game against the New York Giants when the 49ers were hoping to initially see a return. So they put him on injured reserve, and now they're slow playing things. This team could really use some juice along the interior pass rush. And my big piece up on the San Francisco Standard, it was shocking to see all the red, right? Red was bad, blue is good in the grades for the defensive linemen. The 49ers have way outperformed the individual sum of their parts, but boy, can they get a shot in the arm with a plus interior rusher. Robert Saleh's been making things work. Keon White is rushing from the inside for the 49ers. I think that's been a nice adjustment for San Francisco. The more guys that they can have who can be adaptable going from the edge to the interior in pass rushing situations, assuming this team can stop the run, which they're doing right now, but the more that they can deliver from the inside in those passing situations, the better this pass rush will be. And I think that's why Yetur Gross-Matos is such a potentially valuable addition to the 49ers. Another piece of news is that Christian McCaffrey was limited at practice today before anybody freaks out, because everybody freaked out in week one, even though the truth was, I think, very apparent to see. We got that one right ahead of week one when Christian was limited on a Thursday before the 49ers played the Seahawks. He's limited now because of an illness. I did see Christian in the locker room. He's alive. He's walking around fine. He was talking to Brock Purdy for a little while. I would expect him to be ready to play on Sunday for the 49ers. But I do think that some of these colds, some of these illnesses, some of these sicknesses might be going around right now, and that could be what is sidelining Christian McCaffrey at the moment. No Tatum Bethune again at practice today. He's dealing with a high ankle sprain. We didn't expect to see him. Nick Martin still progressing through concussion protocol for the 49ers. Saw Sam Okawanu working off on the side for San Francisco yesterday. And also no Eric Kendricks today, but I did see Eric joking around in the 49ers locker room. He's on the practice squad technically, so they don't have to list Eric on the injury report. And I talked about it this morning. John Lynch said, emphasized this morning on the radio too, that Eric is somebody who's 33 years old, who hadn't played all of this year. He's got to get his body in shape. He's got to build up a little bit of a callus, and first he probably has to do it in the workout room. He's got calf tightness, and the 49ers are not going to rush anything with a veteran linebacker like that who can help them down the stretch run, but whom they're not desperate for coming up here against the Tennessee Titans, a team who they're far better than on Sunday. The Titans have won only 2 games all season, including their most recent one. Maybe that helps the 49ers not take them lightly, but they don't have a good quarterback. Cam Ward is a rookie. Maybe he'll develop into that role, but he hadn't been very good this year. The team around him has struggled. The strength of the offense is probably the veteran running back Tony Pollard, who used to be with the Cowboys. He ran roughshod over the Browns on this past Sunday in that bad weather in Cleveland. So obviously, if you're the 49ers, you've got to stop the run. That's something that they've generally done well this year, ranking number 7 in EPA per play. And on the other side of the ball, you've got to figure out a way to neutralize Jeffrey Simmons. Simmons could get after the quarterback from any position on the defensive line. Big number 98, explosive as hell. He's a freak up there. I mean, he's a really, really good player. And Simmons is somebody who the 49ers saw back in 2021 when they played the Titans, and back then Tennessee had way more talent along the defensive front. That was the game that Tennessee won just ahead of Christmas. So Simmons will line up anywhere. We talked about him before the trade deadline happened. this year. Obviously, the Titans did not part ways with him. It would have been nice to put him in a 49ers uniform if you were John Lynch, but that's a player that is still considered a foundational piece for Tennessee, even despite all of the upheaval during this 2-win season out in Nashville. You know who lives out there besides me in the offseason? Well, Brock Purdy actually lives out there. He lives out in the Franklin, Tennessee area, and George Kittle also a little bit outside of Nashville. Well, George today spoke at his locker. He talked about some of the guys that he trains with in the offseason. He has a few connections out there, and of course there's tight end U, which brings the entire NFL to that Nashville area. Anyway, step inside the 49ers locker room. Let's hear from the players ahead of this game against Tennessee.
A lot of field position stuff with our special teams did a great job, our defense did a great job, but like we took advantage of those situations. But I think we're doing, we're not horrible on third down. We can get a little bit more efficient. The Panthers game, I thought we ran the ball well. Obviously we had 3 turnovers, but we're still we're trending in the right direction. We're not getting worse, which is good. Like you want to get a little bit better. You want to be better in December than you were in November. That good line. But like I said, I feel like this week of practice, I thought the Browns week of practice was really good for our offense, and I think guys are just really come together, getting their legs underneath them, getting their conditioning. It's that time of the year where you got to show up, or otherwise we're gonna be out of it. So I think the intent is there, and I think Coach Shanahan's hitting his stride too with just his mesh of play calling. So I think this will be a big game for us to see hey, can we go out there and score a ton of points? And my expectation is yes, and my hope is yes.
George, a lot of discussion around Ayuk, but I just have a strictly X's and O's question.
Okay.
What does he bring to the offense? What makes him so integral to this offense? What does he provide? His specific skill set.
You want me to sell you Brandon Ayuk? Didn't you watch a lot of his games?
But I don't have the X's and O's knowledge. I'm not an NFL player.
You cover us for a long time, haven't you? All right, I'll stop us your balls. Yes. Well, let's see. Ayuk's an absolute freak of nature. I think it's the number one thing. He's a guy who can run 22 miles an hour and then stop on a dime and jump 40 inches with a freakishly long wingspan and catch any ball you throw to him. So, that by itself puts him, in a class of his own, that's why you paid him $30 million. And if, you don't even look at the receiving stuff, what he does in the run game, too, how he hits people, how he wants to hit people, and you put him and Juwan in the field together, and it's you have 2 bullies out there at the wide receiver position. When you have wide receivers that want to block downfield, that's when your run game gets really, really good. Just the mindset he had when he was playing for us was elite. No one can mess with him. He's going to make every play that that he has an opportunity to make. And then he just had that mindset he was better than everybody else in the field, which you have to be if you want to be an elite player. And so, he's everything you want in an NFL football player. He's a freak of nature and made all the plays he wanted to make.
Speaking of Juwan and being a bully,
yes.
What's your opinion on what happened between him and the Browns players?
I heard about 60% of what was said, and I don't really think a line was crossed. But again, I missed 40% of that conversation. But I was kind of chuckling to myself because, I think, there's a line you don't cross. I don't think he crossed the line. So I think it's really good. People have said absolutely crazy things to me on a football field before that I was you probably shouldn't say that. I'm mic'd up right now. It's kind of crazy. But, I've heard crazy things on the field, and I don't think what Juwan said was crazy. I think, when he gets chirped, he chirps back. And I think the one thing I really respect about Juwan is that, he's never thrown a punch. The only penalties he's ever got is when other guys jump him, the Cardinals game last year, and he got ejected for no reason. And the NFL actually told us that he shouldn't have gotten ejected. So, he does a really good job about, mouthing off to an extent without ever getting a penalty. So, hey, that's part of the game, and I think he toes that line perfectly.
Do you feel if you can't handle the heat, then get out of the kitchen?
I would not talk crap to a person that I know is going to talk crap to me and I can't handle it. Now, granted, I don't really talk a lot of shit, but, if that's Juwan's thing, and if, guys got him going, they chirped him first, and after that, it was you guys started it, it's an avalanche, now it's on you.
This goes back to
thoughts about Philip Rivers coming back.
I'm a huge fan of Philip Rivers. I love that he doesn't swear and saying dad dumb it. That is, I thoroughly enjoy that. And then just also just having him in the building is probably great for the Colts because he is a legend. And he was there for a little bit too. So all the guys are probably excited to see him. Just bring a little life and energy and maybe some leadership into there. no, I mean, it's horrible happening to Daniel Jones. He's having a fantastic year. And so maybe just even if it's just a pick-me-up to have like a familiar face come in. I have no expectations. I have no idea what he's going to do when he gets out there. But, you know, they called him for a reason, and he said yes for a reason that he believed that he can still play at a high level. Like, I think if Phillip was like, if he knew that he couldn't play anymore, he would have said no. But if he thinks he can play, man, then, hey, he's a really good quarterback.
You mentioned a few weeks ago you hope Brandon's coming back. It didn't seem like he would. Is it hard to fathom how that relationship is broken there?
At this point, like, you know, it doesn't seem like he's coming back. I try my best to not even think about it because, like, I love Brandon. He's one of my favorite teammates I played with. I love, you know, we have a lot of moments together from his rookie year. You know, every year we played together, we have a ton of memories together. So, like, that's Brandon I remember. And if I think about, you know, I wish he'd be here and stuff like that, it kind of just makes me sad. So, like, I just kind of push it to the side. It's like, look, we got to make do with what we got in the locker room, and the guys that are here want to be here. You know, I don't know what that relationship's like right now, and it is what it is. So, like, I just got to focus on this team. I wish I could focus on that, but I just can't. Good? Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
When we first got our schedule, when it said we were having a week 14 bye, I was very disappointed because I feel like that's really late in the season. But I feel like because we're 9-4, a week 14 bye is fantastic because getting our legs back underneath us and just giving it a week, you know, like just not getting hit is really good for all of us, and you know, just get some of the guys back to, you know, full speed. I think it's going to be really helpful for us, and I feel like most guys took really good advantage of the break. You know, when we came back on Monday, we thought we had a good practice then. I thought we had a great practice yesterday, and I thought today guys were flying around. So I think that's just leading into hopefully a great opportunity for us on Sunday. I am. Yes.
Do you hang out with the Titans because of where your off-season home is? I mean, do you have any relationships on that team?
Oh, I know a couple of the offensive linemen just through like Taylor Lewan. And then actually like during the month of like July, I'll have, you know, like I used to have, like Will Levis came out a couple off seasons ago. I usually get like 2 or 3 of the wide receivers coming on routes with us just because we have a big group and it's more fun to run routes with a bunch of guys than by yourself. So every once in a while I get a good group of guys, but I don't know, like I don't hang out with too many of them, you know, all the time, but it's fun when they do come out to the barn for routes.
Will you catch passes from Levis? Have you caught passes from him?
Yeah, I definitely have. You know, if Brock's not around and CJ's not there, the nice thing is like when CJ Beathard's there, he still knows our offense, so he knows the timing and everything. But yeah, no, I mean, anybody that shows up, like Duck Hodges is my quarterback sometimes when guys don't show up and he's still got a cannon. I would love to have him as our camp quarterback one day. I think that'd be really fun. He shows up to my house with a 6-pack of beer, does one shoulder pump, and he goes, yeah, I'm good to throw. It's fantastic. What a character.
George, after the
Downs just means more opportunities for the offense to go down there and get more catches, and then score points. You know, ultimately that's what it comes down to: is scoring points and helping our team win.
Did you sense the mentality? I mean, this is going back almost 2 weeks now, but I mean, it's 3rd and long, and it's not a big offensive game. Did you sense something like, oh, we got to get some points here?
Yeah, for sure. You know, just handling what I can. You know, control what I can control. That's always my mindset. As soon as I start worrying about the other things, you know, that's when you kind of drive yourself nuts. And you know, I try not to do that. And so just knowing what I can control. And for me, it's, you know, being available when I can for Brock, showing up on those 3rd downs when I can, and making those plays and opportunities when they do come my way to help this team win ball games. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, when we see a W on the board, that's all that matters. I don't care about, you know, the stats or whatever.
Come on. I just love the game. That's it. I love the game. I think one of the biggest things about this game is you got to make a decision every single play. You know, do you want it more than the guy across from you? So I just try to make that decision, and, you know, regardless of whether I win the move, win the rush, or start the play off good or not, it's all about how you finish. That's just in the back of my mind. So it's all about how you finish. Whatever the circumstances, I prepare to play, you know, late. Hopefully have a chance to go to the playoffs and play for a Super Bowl. So I just understand what it comes in to be in this league, and I'm just taking advantage of it. That's it.
You brought up the best in the world line, and Coach Salas said that you said that to the team also today. Is that something you're trying to press forward with the guys?
For sure, it's belief. It's belief. And, you know, a lot of guys. I've been on this team before in 23 when we had a chance to go, you know, make a run. I think, you know, a big part of at this point in the year is understanding, like, get everybody on the train, like, get ready, whether you see it or not. Like, we're trying to get there. So the biggest part, you got to have that belief, and if you get a chance to go out there and dress up on Sundays, you one of the best in the world at what we do.
Some people have said that you look slimmer than you did 2 seasons ago. That might maybe do with your jersey number being different. But I mean, where are you as far as quickness and kind of the pass rush aspect of what you have to do?
We're going to see on Sunday. I'm trying to play my best football toward the end of the year, honestly. So, you know, a lot of guys have different things they deal with on an everyday basis. I'm just preparing. I feel like my routine has been really, really good. So I think Sunday I'll get a good chance to see how good I feel.
How about the concept of a rookie quarterback? Are you guys going to try to throw some things at him that potentially he'll have to make judgments about?
I think we're going to be us, you know, at the end of the day, regardless of whatever, you know, the idea is to try to throw stuff at him. I think it's more so just we have an identity of who we are, and at the end of the day, the team that we play got to stop it. So that's the big